Retro Road Test, Nissan 300ZX vs Mazda RX-7. Rate this. The 1990s saw a golden age of Japanese sports cars, where manufacturers were pushing the limits of engineering and design. Two standout models from this era were the Nissan 300ZX and the Mazda RX-7. Both were technological marvels with distinct approaches to performance, blending innovation with driving passion. In this road test, we'll explore the key differences and strengths between these two icons, delving into performance, design, handling, comfort, and more. A brief overview, the cars in context. Nissan 300ZX, Z32. The 300ZX, part of Nissan's iconic Z car lineage, was introduced in 1990 in its Z32 form. It was the fourth generation of the Z car series and was marketed as a sports GT car, offering a balance between everyday usability and performance. Available as both a naturally aspirated and twin-turbocharged variant, the 300ZX was a leap forward in terms of refinement, technology, and power when compared to its predecessor. With a sleek, aerodynamic design, the Z32 300ZX became an instant hit with enthusiasts, offering sharp handling, powerful performance, and a luxurious interior. It was particularly praised for its advanced chassis and innovative features, such as HICA's, high-capacity actively controlled steering, which introduced four-wheel steering to improve cornering stability. Mazda RX-7, FD3S. The third-generation Mazda RX-7, known as the FD, was launched in 1992 and became an instant classic. Its defining feature was the twin-turbocharged 13B rotary engine, an unusual choice in an era dominated by piston engines. This compact yet powerful engine, combined with a lightweight body, made the RX-7 one of the most agile and responsive sports cars of its time. While the RX-7 had always been positioned as a pure sports car, the FD took this ethos to the extreme, shedding weight wherever possible and focusing on a driver-centric experience. With its sleek, aerodynamic design and low-slung profile, the RX-7 was both a visual and engineering masterpiece, pushing the boundaries of what a small, turbocharged sports car could achieve. Design and exterior styling. Nissan 300ZX, streamlined GT with road presence. The 300ZX's design was a radical departure from the more angular Z31 model it replaced. The car adopted a curvier, more aerodynamic look, with a wide, low-slung body that exuded road presence. It featured pop-up headlights, which added to the sleek, futuristic aesthetic. Nissan focused on reducing drag and improving high-speed stability, resulting in a drag coefficient of 0.31 for the twin-turbo model. Advertisement. Privacy settings. Its T-top roof, available in both naturally aspirated and turbocharged variants, became an iconic design element, giving the car a degree of versatility that appealed to those wanting both an open-air and coupe experience. The 300ZX's wide stance, flared wheel arches, and rounded rear end gave it a muscular appearance, but the design still leaned toward the GT car end of the spectrum, sporty, but with a focus on long-distance comfort. Mazda RX-7, sculpted elegance with performance in mind. The RX-7's design was pure and purposeful, with a focus on aerodynamics and performance. The body was designed to be as light and sleek as possible, with a low roofline, short overhangs, and an elongated front to house the compact rotary engine. The RX-7's overall profile was minimalistic yet elegant, with a drag coefficient of 0.29, slightly better than the 300ZX. The flowing lines of the RX-7's body made it look as though it was constantly in motion, even when parked. Like the 300ZX, the RX-7 featured pop-up headlights, adding to its timeless 90s sports car look. However, where the 300ZX leaned toward a muscular stance, the RX-7 emphasized agility, with a leaner, more focused appearance. Engine and performance. Nissan 300ZX, power and smoothness. The 300ZX came in two main variants, the naturally aspirated 3.0-liter VG30 to V6 and the twin-turbocharged VG30 DETT. The naturally aspirated version produced around 222 horsepower, while the twin-turbocharged model boosted power to an impressive 300 horsepower and 283 lb-ft of torque. The turbocharged version featured two small turbochargers that work sequentially, reducing turbo lag and delivering a broad torque band. The result was an engine that felt powerful across the rev range, with a strong surge of power when the turbos spooled up. Despite being heavier than the RX-7, the 300ZX's engine provided ample acceleration, propelling the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5.5 seconds in the twin-turbo version. Its top speed was approximately 155 miles per hour, making it competitive with other high-performance sports cars of the era. The naturally aspirated version was no slouch either, offering smooth and linear acceleration with a 0 to 60 time of around 6.7 seconds. Mazda RX-7, Rotary Precision. The RX-7's heart and soul was its 1.3-liter 13B rotary engine, the first mass-produced sequentially twin-turbocharged engine. Despite its small displacement, this lightweight engine produced an impressive 252 horsepower and 217 lb-ft of torque. While the RX-7 had less power than the 300ZX twin-turbo, its lighter weight gave it a favorable power-to-weight ratio. The RX-7's rotary engine was unique in its smoothness and high-revving nature, with the engine easily spinning up to its redline of 7,000 rpm. It required a different driving style compared to traditional piston engines, rewarding drivers who kept the engine in the upper rev range. The RX-7 could achieve 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds and had a top speed of around 160 miles per hour, narrowly beating the 300ZX twin-turbo. However, the rotary engine's unique characteristics, such as its lack of low-end torque, meant the RX-7 required more driver involvement to extract its full potential. Handling and driving dynamics. Nissan 300ZX, balanced and stable. The 300ZX was designed to be a more forgiving, everyday performance car compared to the RX-7. Its multi-link suspension system and advanced chassis design gave it excellent stability, even at high speeds. The 300ZX twin-turbo came with Nissan's HECA's, high-capacity actively controlled steering, system, which offered four-wheel steering, improving stability during fast cornering and reducing understeer. While heavier than the RX-7, the 300ZX was still nimble for its size. The steering was precise, and the suspension provided a balance between ride comfort and handling. It felt planted on the road, especially in the turbocharged model, where the extra weight of the turbos added to the car's overall stability. Advertisement. Privacy settings. In corners, the 300ZX remained composed, with minimal body roll and plenty of grip. However, the extra weight, especially in the turbo model, was noticeable when pushing the car to its limits. It favored a more calculated, smooth driving style, rather than aggressive cornering. Mazda RX-7, lightweight and sharp. The RX-7's driving experience was much more focused, designed for the purist. Weighing around 2,800 pounds, compared to the 3,500-pound 300ZX twin-turbo, the RX-7 was significantly lighter, making it one of the most agile cars of its time. Its near-perfect 50/50 weight distribution contributed to its sharp handling characteristics. The RX-7's double wishbone suspension and lightweight body meant that it responded to every input with immediacy. Steering was precise and direct, giving the driver a strong sense of connection to the road. Where the 300ZX was stable and comfortable, the RX-7 was raw and thrilling, rewarding drivers who pushed it hard into corners. Its lighter weight also meant that the RX-7 felt more alive at lower speeds, making it an engaging car to drive even when not going flat out. However, the RX-7's more aggressive suspension setup meant that it could be less forgiving on rough roads, with a harsher ride compared to the 300ZX. Braking and safety. Nissan 300ZX, confident and secure. The 300ZX was equipped with four-wheel disc brakes, with the twin-turbo model featuring larger, more powerful brakes to handle its increased performance. The brakes offered strong stopping power, and the weight of the car meant that it remained composed under heavy braking. ABS was standard on higher trims, further improving safety and control. Mazda RX-7, sharp and responsive. The RX-7's braking system was similarly impressive, with vented disc brakes all around and a lighter chassis allowing it to stop even quicker than the 300ZX. The car's lightweight meant less momentum to halt, and the brakes had a firm, responsive feel. ABS was available in later models, improving the car's safety profile. Interior and comfort. Nissan 300ZX, a driver's GT. Inside, the 300ZX provided a driver-centric cabin, with all controls angled towards the driver. The seats were comfortable, especially in the turbo model, which came with sportier, more supportive seats. The materials used throughout the interior were high quality, and the car came with a range of luxury features, including automatic climate control, power seats, and a premium audio system. The 300ZX had enough space to be considered a practical sports car, with a decent amount of headroom and legroom, even for taller drivers. Its T-top roof added to the sense of openness, and the rear storage area was sufficient for weekend trips. Mazda RX-7, Spartan and focused. The RX-7's interior was more minimalist in comparison, with a focus on driving rather than luxury. The seats were snug and supportive, designed to keep the driver firmly in place during aggressive cornering. The dashboard layout was simple, with clear analog gauges and minimal distractions. Space inside the RX-7 was more limited than in the 300ZX, especially in terms of headroom and cargo space. However, for a purist sports car, it delivered exactly what was expected, a focused, driver-centric experience with no unnecessary frills. Fuel economy and reliability. Nissan 300ZX, powerful, but thirsty. The 300ZX, particularly the twin-turbo, was not known for its fuel efficiency. The twin-turbo model averaged around 18 to 20 mpg, while the naturally aspirated version fared slightly better at around 20 to 22 mpg. Given the car's performance and weight, these figures were expected, though they made the 300ZX more expensive to run over time. Advertisement. Privacy settings. In terms of reliability, the 300ZX was generally robust, though the turbo models required more meticulous maintenance. Issues such as turbo failure, oil leaks, and electrical gremlins were more common in neglected examples. However, with proper care, the 300ZX was a reliable sports car. Mazda RX-7, high revving, high maintenance. The RX-7's rotary engine was notorious for its thirst for fuel and oil. With an average fuel economy of 16 to 18 mpg, it was less efficient than even the 300ZX twin-turbo. Furthermore, the rotary engine required more frequent maintenance, particularly when it came to oil changes and engine seals. Reliability was a mixed bag for the RX-7. While some owners reported years of trouble-free driving, others experienced issues with the turbos, apex seals, and general engine wear. The RX-7 demanded regular care and attention, and those willing to invest time into maintaining the rotary engine were rewarded with a unique driving experience. Final verdict, which one wins? Nissan 300ZX, the balanced performer. The Nissan 300ZX is a fantastic all-rounder. It offers strong performance, luxurious touches, and the ability to cover long distances in comfort. For someone looking for a GT car that blends everyday usability with serious performance, the 300ZX delivers. Its refined interior, powerful twin-turbo engine, and advanced features make it a more comfortable, relaxed choice than the RX-7, especially for those who plan on using the car for daily driving or long road trips. Mazda RX-7, the purist's choice. For the driving enthusiast looking for raw, unfiltered performance, the Mazda RX-7 is hard to beat. Its lightweight construction, nimble handling, and high-revving rotary engine offer a visceral driving experience that few cars from any era can match. The RX-7 rewards the driver who is willing to be fully engaged, but it requires more care and attention in terms of maintenance and driving style. In the end, the choice between these two iconic sports cars comes down to personal preference. The 300ZX is the more practical and refined option, while the RX-7 offers a purer, more intense driving experience. Both cars represent the pinnacle of Japanese sports car engineering in the 1990s, and either one is a worthy addition to any enthusiast's garage.